You guys ain't gonna believe. Look, I come out here to pick up my boy Zach Watts to take him fishing, and look what I find. This is literally what I walk up to. ZW, are you okay in there?
Man, yeah, I'm good. Just
what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay warm. Got me out here 35 degrees.
Oh my god. Look at this cat. What's up, man?
Oh, man.
It's good to see you, brother.
What's up, baby?
Not too much, man. That's always a fun sight when you roll up to pick up your buddy to take him fishing for the first time in what, 8-9 months? And he's got
to hear from you again until damn 80 degrees.
He's mad I brought him out here on the worst post-frontal conditions of the year. And he's got his rear end hanging out the boat when I get here. My goodness.
Started?
Let's do this, man. Are you ready for this?
Out here on the frozen tundra of Lake Fork. God almighty.
Well, what is up? Your Lake Fork Guide Nation. We're coming to you. It's an exciting day today.
Yeah,
I got my boy.
I can't tell you how pumped I am to be out here freezing to death.
But he's here, and I'm going to tell you why he's here. I called my boy Z. I said, Z, I got something you got to come see. You got to see it in person to believe it. I've got a product we're going to use today. I'm going to actually let Zach use it today. It's pretty revolutionary. It's different.
I get to use this new product?
You're going to use it. You're actually going to call the shots today. When's the last time you were on Lake Fork?
Sometime in May, maybe.
So you don't really know anything about what's going on Lake Fork pattern-wise, do you?
I know it rained all day yesterday. Temperature dropped 47 degrees.
Yeah.
And it's cold out here.
Yeah, we got some tough conditions today, but I'm actually going to let old ZW. I've got a new product that we're coming out with that we're going to offer for sale to you guys that's going to help you when you haven't been on lake in a long time. Maybe you only get to go out once a week. This is going to shorten your learning curve more than anything else you could possibly use on Lake Fork. And old Zach is going to call the shots today and tell us where we're going to fish, how we're going to fish, and we'll prove it to you guys that with no knowledge of current patterns, you can take this product and figure them out on Lake Fork, even in toughest conditions possible.
How am I going to do this?
You just sit right there and hold on. We're going to show you something today. Y'all stay tuned. All right, well, Zach, you got the map kind of studied a little bit.
Yep, looked at it.
Got you in some creek bend areas, and we're going to start off on creek bend number 1.
Creek bend number 1.
So we've got a waypoint labeled creek bend number 1. I'm fixing to show you guys exactly how this thing functions, how to use it once you've decided which area you want to fish. All right, so you guys can see a waypoint right here that's labeled creek bend number 1. Get up close to it. It'll highlight that waypoint. You'll go ahead and select this icon right here. And now you can see the full description. Locate the stumps on the outside bend and fish a 1/2 ounce black and blue jig next to them. Take note of how steep the edge on this outside creek bend is. It's a prime example of what to look for when fishing creek bends on any water body. I guess if it's a prime example, that's as good a place to start as any, isn't it?
Sounds good to me, baby. Let's get this train rolling.
So there you go, guys. That's kind of how the map chip is formatted. It's got different waypoints all over the lake for winter fishing. If you order the winter chip that's out now for January and February, it'll have waypoints all over. You just select one. It actually will bring open a description that you can select once you open it up, and it actually gives you instructions on how to fish it and what the area is and all that.
So Billy, the purpose of this chip is really to help the guys like me that are the weekend anglers that work Monday through Friday, can't get out here and get the pulse of the lake every day like you guys are, and the guys, or even tournament fishermen coming in for that big tournament once or twice a year.
That's what this is about. This is a way for me to, help you guys and create a map chip that is current. It updates throughout the year. If you subscribe to it, it'll just keep updating all year long. And we'll kind of explain more detail how that works a little later. But that's what it is, basically. It's like taking me and having me put cliff notes in your graph to tell you how, when, and where, and what to fish. So it's kind of like having a guide without having a guide.
Guide in a graph.
It's like having a guide in your graph. That's exactly right.
All right, Billy, so here we are at marker waypoint number 1.
Creek Bend 1.
Creek Bend 1.
Yep.
Let me tell you what first thing I've noticed about this guide in the graph, that, course, I didn't know much about it. I know you give me the Cliff Notes version, but I expected to see a waypoint on the graph, click into it, and say, hey, fish this stretch of bank with a wacky worm. But you've actually narrowed it down to put the nose of your boat on this waypoint, throw this colored jig, fan cast here. I mean, that's the level of detail is just amazing that you put into it.
And they vary. You know, there's some waypoints that are on big grass flats, and you do have to fish around. You just kind of go to that area and fish that area. But on these creek channel bends, it's so specific. You know, it's one particular bend that'll hold a fish versus another, and it's because of the steepness of the bend and the different things that I found, you know, through hard work over the years, finding the actual creek bends that hold fish, that have the steeper drop-offs, that have the big trees with the washed-out root systems. You know, all those things come into play. What we've done here is we've narrowed them down to where, hey, you may fish a mile-long stretch of creek, but you might only fish 3 bends in it. And those are the 3 best bends that we have waypointed, where you can go sit right on that waypoint, cast across that creek, and know you're hitting the most productive area in the whole stretch.
Well, you've taken a lot of the guesswork out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's like having me in your, it's like being with a guide. You can roll right up to the exact spot that we would fish on the guide trip, make the exact cast, and just breaks it down all the way.
That's awesome.
Boy, we drew a day.
Yeah.
I mean, we drew a day. I mean, just kind of update you guys on what's going on. You know, it's winter time. It's late December. We're right here before, you know, the New Year's, the holidays, and everything. You know, the water was already cold. It's been cold. It's been in the lower end of the 50s. We had a little bit of a climb before we got these fronts, but we had a day 4 or 5 days ago where we got a bunch of rain, and yesterday we got how much rain?
It rained 6 inches at my house over
6 inches. So yeah, 5+ inches of rain in 24 hours is always going to do a lot of things. It's going to raise the water level, which the water's come up over a foot in a week.
That's right.
So the water levels change, which repositions fish. You've got cold rainwater this time of year with these cold fronts, so it's going to drop the water temp, which it has dropped the water temp. It's going to dirty the water, which it has done, which is not the best thing when you're dealing with cold, muddy water. That's kind of a known deal.
And we faced all of it today.
So yeah, our first spot, you know, didn't work out. We're about to go get on these grass flats, and I'm hoping that's going to work out. That's more of a reaction-driven deal with those moving baits over the grass. So we're fixing to go hit a couple grass flats and see.
All right, so here's another waypoint we've come to here. This one is called Grass Flat 3. Notice it's in the back of a pocket. It does have a little creek channel running through it, so maybe we get the best of both worlds. We want to fish the creek channel, we can, or we can jump out to the grass flat. Let's just see what it says about this waypoint here. All right, so here we are at Grass Flat 3. Let me see what the description has to say here. Scroll up a little bit. All right, big grass flat in the back of Glade Creek. Holds big bass in the winter. You do have to explore around a little to find them, but it can pay off big time when you connect. The lipless cranks, chatterbaits, and shallow cranks work. Scroll down a little bit more. But the creek does have a lot of big stumps that allow for some effective shallow jig fishing as well. Weightless plastics also work well on warming trends here. So yeah, I think, Billy, let's check out Grass Flat 3.
Got you one? Maybe there. It's a good tournament fish out here. Look, yeah, that thing sideways. He ate it good.
How about that? There you go.
First fish of the day. I mean, just super tough conditions, grinding it out though.
Hey, like I said, follow the instructions. It'll pay off.
That's right, brother. Good job.
Good little under tournament fish right there.
There we go. Got him? There we go. Good fish, huh? Yeah, good fish. Good fish. Right there. Old guide in the graph.
Guy in the graph, put us on it.
Cold day. Little shallow cranking. That's the Movement 80X. That's my favorite shallow crank bait. But another nice fish right there. Boy, that one would be right at 16 probably. Hey, not a bad way to spend a miserable post-frontal day though, right? There you go, guys. You've seen a little glimpse of how this new Guide in the Graph map chip works. Some of you may be interested in it already. If so, it's available right below. It's linked below. So check that link out. You can order it from my website. And the way it works, it costs you $50 for a 2-month period. These chips get changed and updated every 2 months. So this one that's out right now is just for January and February. There'll be another chip for March and April when that comes. That'll help us keep that information constantly current as the seasons and the patterns change. But $50 every 2 months if you want to do it like that. If you're just going to fish through the spring, you're not really going to fish in the summer, then you can just order them as you see fit at the beginning of those periods every 2 months. But we have a little added bonus coverage for those of you that want to subscribe for the full year to the Guide in the Graph Lake 4 Condition Map Chip. And when you subscribe for a year, what you're going to get is you're going to get a new set of waypoints every 2 months. We're going to send you the updates for your chip every 2 months. So you automatically get those for the full year. What you also get in additional, the bonus coverage is going to be every other week, bi-weekly. So every 2 weeks, I'm actually going to send out email information with current information of the patterns on Fork. What's going on right now? This last week, the fish started really biting in the grass flats on the northern end. Or, we get to March and April and we got spawning going on. Hey, fish spawn in waves in different sections throughout the lake. So it'll be something like, hey, the spawning pockets in Birch Creek are really filling up with bedfish. Stuff like that is an example of what you will get throughout the year every 2 weeks when you subscribe on an annual basis. So for the $50 price point every 2 months, you're going to get the map chip that you saw us use today. All the information, the descriptions of the areas, how to fish them, that's what you get for $50 when you do it every 2 months. But if you pay the $300 up front and get the year subscription, you're going to get all that information, all those updates on your map chip, along with the email updates that I send out with current information on what the pattern is right now today. Hey, we got on the board anyway.
Got on the board.
Pulled in there, like I said, we've said it a million times, but man, these are just brutally tough conditions with the water coming up and dirtying up and dropping in temperature and everything. Brutal tough conditions, but got in there, grounded us at a couple reaction bites, and now you've selected another spot that sets up very similar.
Very similar. Hey, you know what? We had a little success in here. Why not try to find another area similar to this? Right. See if we can find some more success.
Absolutely.
Got it?
Yep. Decent too. There you go. Charm. Sometimes when conditions are this tough, you get a little overexcited when you get that bite down there in that grass. And he feels about 10 times heavier than what he actually is. Appreciate all the additional content. Here's the beautiful thing right now, right? But now we're starting to figure out a pattern, right? And that chip is allowing us to sort through those different areas, find the ones that are set up similarly, and just
target.
It's just cutting the learning curve so sharp that it just makes it so easy to repeat what you're doing, because you got different locations and you can tell which ones are the same by the descriptions, and you can really start to pattern the fish in a quick, fast hurry. Got a good
net?
Yes. Yes. See, nobody just sideways. He just runs sideways.
Okay.
He's not big at all. He had it hooked on the outside and swimming sideways.
He felt good though, didn't he?
He's the best one so far.
Heck yeah. We'll take that.
Hey, that was the very next cast.
Y'all notice how I let him throw the rattle trap, huh? I mean, it is your Lake Fork Guide Network, not ZW Network. So I figured I gotta let him
catch a few, huh? There you go. Solid fish right there for a day like this. I don't care who you are. I'll take them anytime, brother.
All day long, baby.
I would say that the pattern has developed.
Has been established.
And you've picked these spots.
I'm not
telling you where to go or anything. You're just saying, you started off with what you thought was best with the jig fishing deal. That didn't work out. You picked the next best thing with the conditions we had presented to us. It worked out. We got a couple bites. You found an area that was similar to that. And hey, here we are. Catching fish on back-to-back casts on a day where most people wouldn't even bother coming out.
On a 40-degree day.
Post frontal, water rising, dirty water. It's all happening. hard looking little fish, though. Yeah, look at the color on this fish. See, watch it. That's the best one yet. Oh, we just come on. There we go. Oh, healthy chunk right there. I think it's safe to say, you know, that's our 5th fish now. And it's definitely safe to say that the old guide in the graph works.
It'll put you where you need to be.
It will put you.
It's up to you to catch the fish, but it'll put you where you need to be.
And all I'm doing is throwing a lipless bait, and you know, it told us we'll let this fish go. Look how fat that thing. You think it's eating them big bait, them big gizzard shad we're seeing? You think that? You little poochy belly that? Yeah. That boy look like he'd been eating at our house, bro. Huh? Well, there it is. I mean, you know, we just had. We fished for like 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, about it.
And we had a max time that we were allowed today with our schedules of 3 hours.
Yeah, some of us has got to go look at Christmas lights.
And you got a little bit of a drive to get there.
Oh, wait a minute, that's me. I got to go.
You.
Oh, I'm the one that's got to go.
That's you. That's you. So we got family obligations, so we couldn't spend a lot of time. But I've been trying to get Zach out here, and even though we had tough conditions, we had to go ahead and do it today. But I wanted to show him this new product that I've been working on for a long time now.
That's amazing. It's amazing the level of detail in this product.
Yeah, I mean, considering the conditions we were faced, 2.5 hours, catch 5 fish, one pretty good one.
Yeah.
And just the fact that you can dial in the pattern that fast.
I mean, you
did it. You did it, not me.
So this time last year, I believe me and my son came out fishing. It took us 3 or 4 hours to get a bite. You know, I mean, we went to our target areas, but then we had to, we had to fish around the target area. With the guide in your graph, you go to that target area, fish it. If you don't catch any fish, go to the next target area. Right. It takes not all of the searching away. You still have to fish.
Yeah, like you said, there was a little adjustment today on the speed of the retrieve on the trap for me. Right. Getting it a little further down in the grass, working it a little lighter. But either way, you put that thing in there and you know you're around them.
That's right.
It's just a matter of tweaking the details and you're going to have it.
It's like a little while ago when we started on those first 2 spots where we were flipping jigs in deep creek channels. You made a great point earlier. As a novice fisherman, which is what I am, I'm just a novice fisherman. I fish weekends here and there.
Zach's good. He's a hand. He's an expert at wacky worming because he's done it for such a long period of his life. But you don't get to spend near the time on the water. You've been once in 8 months.
Right. So what Guide in Your Graph saved me is from fishing that entire, mile-long creek channel. Right. I went to the target areas where your Lake Fork guide has fished and caught fish and know that the fish are there.
And that's where I fished lately.
Right.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
It's so current.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And that's the deal about it. It's so current. That's why it works so well. And like you say, fish that whole creek channel. Well, that may take you 3 or 4 hours to eliminate that water.
That's right.
Say it's not happening. The jig bite's not happening.
What do we hit them, 45 minutes?
30, 40, 45 minutes at the most. We have eliminated both ends of the spectrum, the mid-depth creek, the deeper creek. Nothing's happening in either one, even though there's life there. They're not active.
Right.
So we bailed and changed game plans and diverted to something different. It paid off.
It definitely paid off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, anytime you can come out here on a sub-40 day and pull 5 decent fish out of the water, you've done something.
In a short amount of time, it's pretty good. So, well, brother, I can't say thank you enough for coming on and kind of helping me show the people. And I really wanted to show you. What do you think? You gonna order one?
You bet your butt I'm gonna have one in my boat.
He's gonna get number 1.
Yeah, it just speeds up the process, man.
Absolutely.
It speeds it up so much. It's wonderful.
Yep. Well, hey, man, thanks for joining me, brother.
Appreciate
always
you.
good to see you, man.
Yeah, always.
Don't wait so long the next time before you come see me, all right?
I know what. Well, you'll see. Hunting season's almost over.
That's right.
So.
That's right. Well, hey, we appreciate you guys watching today. I know it was a different type of episode, and we wanted to show you this product. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be pretty revolutionary for the weekend angler. It's going to really, for the guys around Lake Fork that fish it on a pretty regular basis, for you tournament guys that come out, man, it's going to cut your curve so fast.
I just can't see any case scenario where somebody wouldn't want one.
As you guys are watching the video, they are available. They're on my website for sale. PayPal is the only form of payment I'm taking right now, so you got to have a PayPal account to order one. But check the link right below. I've got the map chip linked, and you'll see my store page on my website where you can order that and some other things too as well if you're interested in some more apparel or gear, anything like that. So we're going to have a good store up and running for 2018, and really appreciate you guys participating in the community, helping us help each other catch more fish. This is another way to do it. I've got to make a little money off this because this information is so valuable, But man, for $50 every 2 months,
You can't beat it.
It's a heck of a deal. A heck of a deal. Maybe that's my hubris a little bit, but I feel like that's a great value to you guys. Get you a Guide in the Graph chip. If you fish Lake Fork on a regular basis, get
Must
it.
have, baby.
Must have. So we appreciate you guys watching. Hey, if you like this video, do us a favor, hit that thumbs up. Leave us a comment below. Let us know, what do you think about the Guide in the Graph map chip? We want to hear what your opinion of it is down below. So let us know. And other than that, we'll see you guys next time right here on your Lake Fork Guide. Appreciate all the additional content.
I can't tell you how pumped I am to be out here freezing to death.